we are going to update that we have 195 lows that we put in another calendar, 52-week high, slightly above Friday's high. And what we talk about in big cap, big bellwethers like Google, is that Google has to trade like Apple. Apple went up. It's got a $17.49 short reversal where people get washed out of that bull side of it, and then it lets people like you and me come back in and buy the dips. Now, this name up here was trying to break 700. It's gone from 712, and it's finally had a $12.76 down day mathematically. And what I would like to say when it comes to the Apple computer one is that we can clearly see here that we finally got the ranges from that high, and we got this shakedown all day. Each bounce, it rolled over. And that bull 52-week high on that weekly overbought. And what does weekly overbought mean? It means short-term weekly overbought. And I'll be happy to show that number was at 92%. It's at 90% DS, but the high frequency programs, trading programs, will start to read that high level and start to do things like you're seeing right now and shaking people out before Wednesday and their new iPhone, which is going to be great and all. But you know what? It's acting like every bull should act. Make those 52-week highs and shake those buyers out and take them out, set up that lower base, and then come back and take another run toward those highs. That is a 52-week calendar high on Apple computer. And I will be happy to say that the support levels, the reversal trends that we've seen today is something we haven't seen in our application. We went down 2 deltas at 42 cents per line. That's 2 deltas, that's 34 teenies, that's $14.62. This is on Apple. That's the dollar amount. That's the delta amount. Now, as using this big bellwether over here, Google at some point will have these two delta reversal days. It went up 2.5 deltas on some days, and so did this Apple. But what we're calling for is where we find these support levels and then buy that upside volatility again, because nobody's concerned about the name. The shorts are working big time as far as the put options go. I will just caution people that it's quite normal for this name to shake out buyers before a major launch, and that the bull trend has been very robust in this name, Apple. And that if you were a buy and holder and you don't know when to sell at the high and then buy back and then take it higher again, that's what you really want to learn. $17.49 range. We're in the last hour of the trading day. This can change going into the last hour on this bellwether name, Apple. Not only that, when I show the weekly chart, we had a weekly distribution. This is last week. There was 4 trading days. They ran it. They made another 52-week high. Then they made another high right here. And you have one day today in Apple. And you have the German court coming out on Wednesday. You have Apple coming out on Wednesday. You have a 2-day FOMC meeting coming out this week. And you got this name with the weekly distribution on one calendar day on Monday of 9/10 of 2012. And every time that we pull back, we rally higher. We pull back, we get support down here, and we have rallied up all year. Now we're up at the major weekly highs, and we look for the pullbacks and then to make another high. But this is how they should trade in bull markets, and they're short-term overbought. You're not as overbought as you were last week. You were 92.92%. Now you're at 90 on a weekly level. That's why the prices have to come down in reversals. That's what's supposed to happen in bull trends, bull markets. This is the same thing. We've never seen Google act the way that it did, other than now we'd like to see that as a $12.76 reversal high range. That's what bull trends need to do. They need to fade back shake out that buyer, set up lower bases, and then take off in their ranges again. So once again, I'm just comparing the two. And I will tell people here on this particular weekly chart that Apple is still relative to Apple, Google relative to Apple, I'm sorry. Here's both of the weekly charts. They're here together. And this out of the last 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, this is the 5th week of that top, and you're finally getting a daily distribution bar. And what happens in bull trends and bull weather names is that they pull back, they shake that buyer out, they set it up, they consolidate it. If this bull is going to continue to run and make higher highs, you have to have both price volatility directional movements. And I'm showing the weekly on Apple, I'm showing the weekly on Google. I'm showing here, and that was a standard platform on a weekly, I'm showing that we're getting 195 lows, but I'm showing that we're getting 742 lows, which support the short position for Apple. 742 lows, it had 111 highs, then it reversed immediately. Price volatility only increases when you're at 52-week major bull tops. We're at 12-year highs in a lot of this stuff, in the NASDAQ and all of that. And we're way up there in that bull cycle, trying to break a 12-year downtrend in the broader indexes. And it's been one good rally. But let me tell you what, you will never confirm a market top without the price going up to the highs and coming right back down the same way. That's called price volatility. It's not a one-way tape. No. Price volatility increases when you see the selling going down hard in Apple right here, right now, and you see that these lows are making. That is what bulls are about. Because you can't parabolically go up forever. And what happens is that there is no fear in the market. There isn't any of that. And once again, we like to feature these trades because this is the first time that volatility in price, once again, we have to see this to confirm that all of these indexes are having short-term highs on a Monday. And they're still bull ranges. They're just bull reversal highs in both names here. These are the two biggest leaders here. I will feature other stocks that we've been covering. I'll do the Chipotle Mexican Grill. I apologize. I said it would go to $3.35. It went up $2 above my price, $2.50. It's now going to fade back in the ranges. We featured this one over the weekend. I'll do this separately as trade of the day because it outperformed all the rest of them. When these were performing, the leadership in its sector was not performing. It was basing down around 290, 288 sometimes, it seems like, 295. And we knew that earnings, Chipotle Mexican Grill is outperforming Apple and it's outperforming Google today. When these other names were performing well, this was underperforming. It's a leadership stock, Chipotle Mexican Grill. But it's performing. So that's my update in the last hour of this trading zone. And we will leave this video at 761 lows with 1 hour to remain. And that price volatility and shaking those buyers out and creating havoc in the market as there should be in both directional movements. You go up $18, you come back down $18. And once again, when it comes to these options, here's a $670 call weekly. That was $17. They marked them down $9. That means that call side was so inflated that it had to come down. It had to come down. And it is before you now. So that's another thing that we like to see is these lows in Apple. That's my update on these two bellwethers. Once again, we will be looking for Google to perform the same way forward looking this week is that this name here will sell down and catch up and take that bull buyer, shake him out and let new people enter at lower price levels for future looking rallies to the upside. Somebody lost their password. Who was it?